This is the traditional method of making a half square triangle. The traditional method calls for two squares that are actually 7/8 of an inch bigger than the finished size of your half square triangle. This piece is 3.5 inches unfinished, so that means that the finished size, the size that it will be when you finally put it in your quilt, is going to be 3 inches. So what we're starting out with are two 3 7/8 inch blocks. We're going to put them together, and we're going to draw a line on the diagonal, and then we're going to sew on either side of the diagonal. This is a nice little tool called a quick quarter. You place it on the diagonal of your block, and there are little slots in it that you can use to draw your cutting line with. And then once you've drawn that cutting line, you wouldn't use a pen, obviously, you can also draw your seam lines. Here's one that I've done already. You wouldn't use black thread on a white half square triangle, but I did it so that you would see it with the in the camera. Here is the two seams. They're done in black, and the cutting line down in the middle is done in purple. I'm going to cut this in half, and then I'm going to take it over to the ironing board and press it open. Here's one that I've done already. You'll notice that I have these little dog ears here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to square these up. This is from the Quilt in a Day Fussy Cut ruler set. I like this ruler set because it gives you diagonal lines going in both directions. So here I'm going to put the diagonal line here on the seam, and then of course here going to both edges. I'm going to use my little rotating mat here and just rotate it around so that I don't actually have to pick it up and lose my place. I'm going to do it again. And you will notice what I have done is I've cheated. I actually used bigger pieces. These weren't 3 7/8, these were actually 4-inch pieces, so that when I had to square them up, I actually had to cut off like a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. I would rather do that and make sure that I get this perfect than take the chance. But if you are a very good sewer, you don't need to waste that little bit of fabric. It's totally up to you.